that's okay. There's plenty of ways to save your money for retirement. So in this slide, we're talking about the two different worlds of retirement. You've got the world of potential and the world of protection. And without going into too much, the world of protection is all about safety. It's all about the various products that are there. They're all safe. You're never going to lose any money in them. They're going to give you low rates of return, like bank CDs or government bonds. And typically there's some kind of a holding pattern with them. In the world of potential, it's all about growth. You might say risk, but it's about trying to get that elusive 10 to 12% return that every financial advisor in the country talks about, but they forget to tell about the 50% that you lost last year. You know, and they talk about long-term time horizons, but if we thought about it, people really want safety, growth opportunities, and something more than just 1 to 3%. So the best of both worlds, and what David and I have found, is they're called fixed indexed annuities. They provide 100% safety of principal, as well as the opportunity for a higher return than you're going to typically get in CDs or even traditional fixed annuities. The nice thing about them also is they do give you retirement income options and guarantees.
Are you going to tell people what an annuity is later, or can you do that now?
Yeah, we can do that now. And in fact, if we go back to this slide, everybody knows what a CD is from a bank. Okay, you go to the bank, you put some money in, they give you a guaranteed rate of return. A traditional fixed annuity works exactly the same way. If you get a CD with a 3% rate of return, you're having 3% every year. If you go to a fixed annuity with 3% rate, they're still going to give you 3%. There's no fees, there's no cost. The big differences is that CDs are grow taxable and they're FDIC insured. Fixed annuities grow in a tax-deferred environment and they're not FDIC insured, Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, but rather backed by the financial strengths of the underlying insurance carrier.
I'm going to chime in for a second here, Jesse, but annuities were essentially designed so people could not outlive their money. And the word annuity is used a lot at times and thrown around. When I started working in the business, annuities weren't that popular except with the older people. And what it's really designed to do is give you a guaranteed life income. You basically give a portion of your money to the insurance companies in exchange for lifetime payments. So if you die next year, or if you die 10 years from now, or if you live 30 years, that's what these products are designed to do. It's basically the reverse of life insurance. Now, we've come full speed ahead from your mom and pop type of annuities. They have a lot of really innovative features. They have liquidity. You can take a portion of your money out when you want, and you can still, in a lot of cases, get that guaranteed lifetime income.
Yeah. Well, and essentially, in fact, if we jump a few slides here, compare. I want to sell you a 401k the way it really is. Walter, I want you to invest into something where you take 100% of the risk, good or bad, okay, in something that you don't understand, and I want you to pay me for taking that risk. So if the market's up, you're making money. The market's down, you're losing money. I'm making money either way. Is that cool?
Not cool at all.
No, not cool. How about this? How about when it comes to your retirement savings, I guarantee you that no matter what happens, if the market goes down, you can't possibly lose any of your principal or the gains that you've locked in. And in exchange for that protection, if and when the market goes up, you have the opportunity to lock in some of the gains. That'd be okay, right?
Certainly.
Okay. Took the liberty of putting a real client. This is a real live person that has been doing business with me for a number of years, tracking how the market performed from 2007, June of 07, to June of 2010. And you can see that right away the market was down 12% from June of 07 to 08. It was down 31% the next year, and then it recovered a little bit, up 21%. Okay? That's what the market did. That's not what his money did. He was allocated to a fixed index annuity. Remember, if the market's down, you can't lose your principal. So when that market crashed 07, 08, he got nothing. He got zero. Zero was the hero. Market was down again 31%. That year he made zero. But when the market rebounded 21%, he made 9% return on his money. Now, how does that look in easier numbers? If you had $100,000 and you lost 12%, you'd go down to $87,000. If you lost 31%, you'd be down to $59,000. And then if the market recovered 21%, you'd have $72,991. Okay? In his situation, had he had $100,000 and lost nothing, he'd have $100,000. If he lost nothing again, he'd still have $100,000. And then if the market went up 9.39%, or excuse me, if his interest credited was 9.39 as it was, he'd have $109,390. What? Who cares? Well, that's a difference of almost 50%. He would need to make a 49% return in the market to get back to where his fixed index annuity is. He took no risk, and he made money in a very volatile time. Why aren't we showing people how to do this more in 401k plans? Well, unfortunately, it has a lot to do with the money of it. The mutual fund industry is very large, very powerful. It has, it is very involved in the 401k market because of the non-discrimination testing of 401ks and mutual funds. You can, just because it's good for the administrator, doesn't mean it's good for you. Okay? Mutual funds are easy to administer. But I believe if you have the opportunity and you are a retirement saver, if you have the opportunity to redeploy those 401k plans into safer waters, it may be very advantageous to do so.
Jessie does that, and we've had a long relationship, and he kind of does it to me sometimes. Basically what he's describing is when the stock market goes down, you're in the hole. Granted, it comes back up, but you're still not at that high point, so you're still digging yourself out of the hole. Now, if you had not invested at all, you would be better off.
Yeah.
And that's what people really need to realize, that the old philosophy of put my money in the stock market and let it ride because the market's always going to come back. My problem right now is with this country. I'm seeing high unemployment and I see high debt, both personal and from the government. And it makes me worried as a financial planner that I want to make sure that my clients and the people that I work with are going to be exactly where they want to be, exactly when they want to be there. I can't have my clients say, well, it would devastate me if they said, look, the market went down and now I got to work for 2 more years because you didn't do your job.
Yeah, a wise man once said, only risk what you can afford to lose. I think that makes a lot of sense. We're constantly talking about average. Well, the market historically has averaged 10 to 12%. Well, if half of your body was on fire and half of your body was in snow, your average temperature would be comfortable. Okay? Going up, and losing half right before you retire is not my idea of a comfortable retirement, nor is it very wise, because it's easy to lose money really fast in the short term, and it takes a very long time to get that zero average up.
We're down to our last 4 minutes. I want to make sure that you get your important points in during this segment. We're going to have a part 2 to this show. So let's go there. Let's go to some of your major points for this particular segment.
In an overview, if you're tired of losing money in your retirement accounts, 401ks, IRAs, whatever, and you want to look for some safer harbors, there are a lot of great options out there. This slide talks about 3 retirement phases of growth, income, and wealth transfer. That's important to know because fixed index annuities, just like everything else, it's not one size fits all. Different products from different carriers do different things. And it's our job as a financial team to evaluate situations and make the right recommendations. One of the things I'd like to offer is a free report for anybody that's interested called the 6 Best and Worst IRA Rollover Decisions. And Walter, people can contact you for this.
Exactly. At the end of the broadcast, we're going to have a phone number and website. If you have any questions or you want to get in touch with these gentlemen, please utilize that telephone number. We're going to have to wrap up this part of this segment. We're going to go into part 2, and you can come back next week to watch this. But in addition, we're online, and right now we're broadcasting live on the internet. And remember, you can interact with our programs, and you can ask our guests questions live as we are broadcasting. This particular segment will also be available with part 1 and 2. Should you not want to wait until next week to come back and watch the cable television version, and I'll be very happy to give you the information once you give me a call. So I thank you, gentlemen, very much for coming, and we're going to do part 2, and we're going to continue to talk about the retirement process, annuities, and what the various options are available. I want to thank the audience for coming to watch us. This is a program of the San Diego County Community Coalition. We are everyday people who have decided to take media into our own hands, and we're attempting to control the stories that need to be told, and we are the story. We are the people that are standing for human rights, for social justice, for prosperity, and for symbiotic environmental stewardship. Our crews are made up of everyday people. You're welcome to come out and to join us and become part of our studio audience, or to join us and become part of our crew. There is no experience necessary. We're just asking that people come aboard to learn the art of videography and editing, and we can help you produce your own television shows as well as become live on the internet. We have our own internet radio station as well. I want to thank you very much for joining us. We come on every Sunday at 5 p.m. here on Cox Communications, channel 18 and 23, and we're also on the internet, as I mentioned. Seek out the website at the end of the broadcast and telephone number to get additional information. We're everyday people doing extraordinary things here on Progress in San Diego. We have many more exciting segments coming up. We're developing new television shows as we speak. We anticipate having maybe as many as 10 television shows in production by the end of 2010, and we're growing. Our shows are also syndicated and visible throughout the country and around the world. We're on channels.com. We're on TiVo. So our presentations are now coming into houses on the East Coast, the West Coast, and the Midwest, all over the country. I want to thank you very much for joining us. This is Walter Davis, and I'm your host. Pretty good.
It's great.
Thanks.
Thanks, Walter. It was really cool.
Yeah, so it was almost time just right, so
Yeah.
we can go into more of the meat of